Rob, or Robert, but I go by Rob. I found Family Promise just by luck, like just calling a church. Her mom took off on us and just left me stuck, and I was calling for help, and just through all the times I'd never been homeless, so I never really needed to reach out for help. And you guys kind of just like it's kind of made things look more clearer for me and kind of see like it's pretty sad though. There's only 10 numbers out in Colorado for men, single fathers, but it just helped me, see a little things different. And sometimes it gets a little frustrating because being a single father, I prefer to have my family together, but things don't work out like that way. But um, it's expensive, so like the help is needed. Like I've had my own place, I've had done my whole thing, so it's like for me to be back in this situation, I'd rather not live on someone's couch. I'd rather not live on uh, my car. So I'd rather. This is good. I mean, it is straining to go like some of the churches are far from and after the passing of my mom, it's like I could have used my mom that stayed at my mom's, and I was just about to help her, and I got the call from Emily. Um, that so it's like at the time I really didn't need it because I was pretty what's wrong? I was pretty set. And oh, you don't see, you don't get comfies. Um, I was pretty set, but then at the same time, me and my mom were just rekindling some kind of love that we ain't seen each other in almost a year, and she was just getting to know her again, and then she passed, and then it was like now it's like I got to move out of that apartment. It's kind of like I wish I can keep that place, but the price and the neighborhood is it's not just doesn't match up for. But you guys have made it just clear for me. Things are. It takes me. There's a long day though, but then I go back to the church and it's relaxing, and I can just kind of not be out in that midst of all that drama out there. I don't. I'm not getting any younger, so fun is, I don't have much fun anymore, but at the same time, me and her have fun a lot. We have a lot of I guess, I mean, this is the decision I chose, be sticking it in with my daughter, not leaving. I just think family does a lot better when it's together than trying to, be out. But my stepdad, even though they were on, my mom and him was on on the way to getting divorced, he's been awesome since this. Like since my mom passed, he's been like we talk every day. And for the 23 years they were together, we would never talk. We were angry at each other. We were always mad. And now we're like best friends. Like we at least talk at least twice a day on the phone, and it's like long conversations. It's not small little things. It actually is a kind of it's been it's been real different than what we've had in years. And maybe he sees me trying to do better for myself. Someone told me, like, don't reach out to the people that you think or you want them to be there, because they're not really going to be there. I've had some family help me out with like a tire, that I ain't talked to in 10 years since their mom passed away. My cousins, I've seen maybe twice in the last 10 years, maybe. And they've been more supportive than me being supportive when their mom passed. When my aunt passed away, it was kind of like we weren't all talking at then, but I didn't shut them off, but I just I was living my life. But since my mom passed, though, they really have just been, I mean, calling more, texting more. During the pandemic and all that, when we were we were downtown. Like downtown was literally just dead. Like there was times where we were like, we even downtown, like it felt just so just dead. Like even during the daytime, and there was a guy that was sitting on the ground, and we're just walking, and he's drunk, passed out, and it's hot that day, and I would always take her on the stroller. We'd always go on the stroller, and I'd have my speaker, and she'd be chilling on the end of the speaker, on the end of the stroller, just jamming out. And the guy said, he's sitting there on the ground, and she's coming down, just smiling, saying hi to everybody like she normally did. And she was like 10 months old. and he seen her smile. And he goes, he sat up and he's like, her smile, it just made my day. He says, I just felt like I just seen an angel. And then he got up and he just walked away like nothing was wrong. Like he walked with a different pep in his step. And he kind of just was like, I, like she lifted him up or something. Like, it's okay. Like, things are bad, but you should think about the brighter things. And I don't know, it stood out to me more than a lot of things. There's a couple other ones that stood out to me. Like this little girl, she ran across the way and 16th Street Mall. They were at the, I think, Cheesecake Factory, eating out at the patio. And I'm coming from the King Supers, and I'm pushing. Like I said, I didn't drive downtown. It was just, there's no sense to it. It's 4 or 5 blocks. You're there to wherever you need to go. But so I was walking, and this little girl runs across the street, and she goes, I don't like little girls, but your daughter's cute, and I would like to babysit her. And I was like, okay. I just want to let you know that if you ever need a babysitter, and her mom's like, it's okay. And I was like, all right, well, thank you. Like, that's, it's not fun at all. It's kind of, it's straining. It's real. You can't be depressed about it because it's, in a sense, I kind of always say you always put your campfire out, and you always put your campfire, you turn your campfire on. Like, there's no, somebody else is not doing this. Yeah, she left me, but if I would have had my stuff together as a person with, or my relationship, probably, it would have probably, that's, wouldn't put me in the situation. Yeah, she left and took the money and ran off, whatever, did what she needed to do. And that kind of put me in a position, but I was already in a position of being homeless because my mom and my stepdad, and that's kind of why, like, we were just building back our bond when she passed. So it, to me, is just, if someone goes through it, like, you have to think ahead. Like, don't, everybody says don't, I don't like doing day for day, because day for day, if I do day for day for myself, she's gonna lose a day of her life. She's not gonna get hers right. So if you think ahead for yourself, then day for day could be good for her, because then you're caught up, or at least caught up. For me, I haven't caught up for nothing. It just seems like I'm just back in that same circle again, because what do you want? Okay, now I'll sit back. I would say, just being homeless, like, don't panic. Don't put yourself in a position where you're just in a like, don't go to the streets. The streets don't have to be there. There's people out there to reach outreach. Be patient, definitely be patient, but don't fall negative about the whole thing, because once you become negative about it, then you really just don't care about the whole thing no more. And then you just kind of sit there, and you start feeling bad for yourself. So now you don't care. Now you hate the world. And then, yeah, I'm having struggles with being, just not having housing right now at all, because I don't job, because of the circumstances. But if I can't do it, like, I'll ask for help. And that's when a lot of people are afraid to ask for help. I lived with my mom for 12 years. Everybody talk crap to me, and I'm like, you know what? But at least I'm not homeless. I'm not sleeping under the bus bench. I'm not hopping on different people's couches. I'm not trying to look for the next place to stay. I had my own room. I had my own space. I had my own time. That's what people don't want to do, is go back home, or they don't want to lean back with something, like, oh, I can't do this. Well, then, it's kind of like, just for that little bit of time. Because it seemed like forever, but it's only been like 8 months since we've been, oh no, it's about 7 months we've been like homeless, not having my own place, what did it say? Definitely just resources to keep their parents going, to keep them motivated so they don't stay homeless. I mean, kids are going to get, like I said, you can go anywhere and someone's going to help your kids, no matter what, even if it's strangers, someone will always help your kids, like, uh, youth groups or something. Summer fun was like, I never got to go in it because I guess, wasn't a good kid or something. And everybody, all my other cousins got to go. And like I said, I grew up in a household of family. We had all our family, my aunts, my cousins, my mom, my grandma, everybody that was lived together. but I never got to go to summer fun. But things like that, you know, like you guys, Emily just came through right at like right when it was going. When the same day I got help, my mom died. I found out my car was messed up, worse than it was. But they had you guys got me $50 so I could get the power steering pump. Well, come find out it's the rack and pinion. So that just kind of dampened my day that day. And then hours later, I find out, and then my mom dies in my arms at 7 o'clock. You know, it's like, so that time I was like ready to just give up on this. Like I'm wasting all my gut money on my gas. I'm going everywhere, and it comes through. Just all somehow it comes through with this. Not money all the time, but money. That's what she does. She said money. She takes her pinky out and goes, money, money, give me money. But you guys just come through with like making something always, another less stressful for me. Because then I'm like, I know they got resources, and all I got to do is utilize them. And if I utilize them, then everything will be less stressful. But me, I'm the type of person that just likes to throw out everything on the table. And let's just get it done. Let's get it all figured out. That way I can move on to my next step, or whatever plan I got, or whatever issue I got. I can just get that out. And it's been kind of helpful. It's been, you guys kind of making things little more believing that life is not just about being stuck in this living, single father life in a homeless situation. Like there's light at the end of the tunnel. But I like going back to the church every day though, just to talk to my mom, like in the heart, just being in the spirit, like just having that. And then I'm off the streets. I'm not like I said, in that drama. So have her around to keep going every day and not live in that street or that dark hole out there. Is like it's pretty. I feel good about it. I feel good about you guys. Special, something about her special, and for me to help her grow is why I'd feel great, honored to do that for her, to help her grow. But that's